Here is the inside. We're currently in the living room. Previous pictures, and I'll try to post the previous. These windows had a large picture window with smaller side single hung windows. It's now double hung. Spin around slowly here. There was a fireplace along this wall that it was a wood burning stove, not necessarily a fireplace, wood burning stove that had tile. So it was all removed. Ceiling's all patched up. I think that turned out pretty good. The front door, all new. Got a new sliding front coat closet. The screens for the windows are here. The new owner decides to put the screens in. Kind of like them without right now because it's much brighter and clearer. Screens tend to make things a little darker. So this room did not, the main living room, did not require much repair, just cosmetic. The walls and ceiling were covered with tongue and groove cedar boards. So all of those had to be removed, and each board was nailed into a stud with a 3.5-inch finish nail. So we loaded all the walls and added a really thin knockdown to the walls, to the ceilings. Also installed a new light fixture and ceiling fan. This wall over here, we decided to go smooth. It's not a level 5, but it is quite smooth for a wall. There is a carbon monoxide detector and a 5+2 programmable thermostat. Waterproof laminate flooring throughout the entire main living area. The bedrooms, show that in a little bit. They have original hardwood floors that were sanded down and refinished, and the bathroom is all tile. So we'll start here in the kitchen. There is over 15 feet of counter space in this house. This is a 980 square foot house, and it has over 15 feet of counter space. Unbelievable. It worked out extremely well. The entire kitchen is an IKEA kitchen. It was assembled by us here, put in place. Turned out fantastic. For IKEA being assemble at home cabinetry, these turned out extremely well. The butcher block countertop, it is not a full butcher block. It's similar to a faux, but it is a true laminate. That is true hardwood on the top, but it is thin. I do not recommend cutting on it. Use a cutting board, but it looks beautiful. Stainless backsplash on this side. Under cabinet LED lighting that are dimmable. Plenty of outlets. One thing in my electrical design for this house, as you look at these outlets, there are 4 on this wall. There are 2 circuits. Every other outlet is on a different circuit. So circuit 1, circuit 2, circuit 1, circuit 2, all the way around. It spreads the load, power load, and what I envision on these countertops during a big family gathering, the owner of this house, their first Christmas, Thanksgiving, I envision rows of crock pots. The west wall is a glass backsplash, 4 inches high to line up with the bottom of the window, and then fills in behind the range and goes over to the other side. The range hood is all hooked up and powered. And it vents, it does not vent outside, but it does have a charcoal filter that is venting inside. That range hood is an IKEA. That's it. That is a very nice range hood. I am really impressed with that one. That was part of the kitchen. Coming back to this sink, the apron style sink, some call it a farm sink. The sink and the faucet are also an IKEA brand. They are done up really well. Underneath the sink, there's plenty of storage. Heavy cleaning supplies here. And there is an outlet that is prepped for a garbage disposal or any type of powered water filtration. The kitchen sink is either side a rack of 6 drawers, total of 12 drawers on each side. All of the hardware on these doors and drawers are soft close. Every single one, including the cabinet doors. Brand new GE dishwasher. We have a GE propane range. The bottom drawer is not a warmer, it's just a storage. Steam function. 5 burner top. It's propane, but also thinking future. Within the wall, there is the electric box with dead-ended wires. Circuit is off, but it is set up for an electric range if anyone wanted to change that. GE 3-door refrigerator with water in the door. Water is hooked up. Ice and water. Lots of freezer storage. After the refrigerator is a pantry. Pantry has sliding shelves in the top and 2 deep drawers in the bottom. This area where the pantry is sitting was the door to the backyard. So we got rid of the door and decided let's make more kitchen. Where the refrigerator and the cabinet next to the range are sitting, that's where the washer and dryer used to be. We now dedicated a corner of the kitchen out of the way to the washer and dryer. Added some back paneling to help define its own space. This here is GE profile, top loading HE washing machine. And front loading dryer with its stainless drum. So the previous water heater sat right in this corner, right here. And there was a wall that came here. So right in this area in front of the range was the doorway into this other mud room that was a laundry room. Where the washer and dryer sit was a countertop and there was storage, there was a sink. So it worked out perfectly to move the washer and dryer over here because the plumbing was already in the wall. Where it was previously, I disconnected the supply lines. The drain line went out into the backyard and just dumped. So now everything goes through the septic system. It's not just dumping out in the backyard. All the supply plumbing in this house is brand new. Everything is PEX. All the old 1967 plumbing was removed. So in the hallway we have the first closet is a furnace HVAC system. This was new January 2022. Very little use since we purchased this house December of 2022, and it has essentially been vacant for a couple years. On the other side is a closet that is now electric water heater. 40-gallon high efficiency Rheem water heater, expansion tank, and main water shutoff valve here on the main floor to make it much more convenient to get to if you ever need to shut the water off. All of the hot water supply lines that run through the crawl space are insulated. New return grill for the HVAC system. Recessed hall light. Smoke alarm. So here's the back bedroom. This was in great shape. The floors are original, sanded down, refinished a dark, and 3 coats of satin clear. These walls also got a really shallow, so you can show it, shallow knockdown. Nothing too aggressive, just a little bit to add a little texture and shadowing. It also got the craftsman style trim with the baseboards and the windows. All new vinyl windows. A really nice shadowed view of the backyard without the sun blasting in during the afternoon. And the closets also have a craftsman style door. All new wire storage unit. And another look at the doors for the bedrooms. Hallway closet. Coming up to the front of the house, call this the east bedroom. Again, hardwood floors original, sanded down, stained, 3 coats of clear. All new windows. Again, the entire house has all new windows and doors. And there's a good view of the entry door with the closet doors. And the bathroom. The bathroom was other than the ceiling, was a 100% rebuild. Nice new tile floors. A nice vanity. Round mirror with satin nickel light fixture. There is a bath fan. It is quiet enough you can't even hear it. I don't know if the GoPro will pick it up, but it is very quiet. Bathtub with tiled walls all the way to the ceiling. No drywall at the top to get wet. All new plumbing in here also. New toilet. Subway tiles surrounding the back. Now, these subway tiles go completely around the wall. And that was forethought that if anyone ever wanted to change this furniture style vanity, they don't have to worry about the walls. It's already tiled. Okay, here we go with the kitchen cabinets all opened up for you. Start with the top. Just imagine how much stuff you can put into these cabinets, right? There's never enough room for more stuff. Corners with the nice pull-out slides. No lazy Susan in here. They tuck in. This one here has 3 drawers. Here again, everything is soft close. We have wire baskets. Here is a recycle / trash with a nice cabinet. I picture tin foil saran wrap rolls in there. Another base cabinet. Come over here to the sink. So here is the 6-drawer stack on the left side. There's identical on the right side over there, hidden behind the open door for the corner. Also included all of the manuals for all the equipment installed here. Here's to the left of the range, slide out deep drawers, and the pantry. 2 bottom drawers, 2 drawers in the pantry, and some shelving. And then there's room up top even. So there you go. Look at that. 980 square foot house. Look at the storage in this kitchen. This rivals homes that are in the 1,200, 1,500 square foot range easily. All right, here we are at the back of the house. All new siding, all new soffits. New lights here on the back patio. The light was up in the ceiling, it's now on the wall. New door also. So this here's a full 30-inch door. The previous door was only 28 inches, so this got bumped out a little bit, make it a little easier to move some stuff in. We've even gotten some new posts here. I will post a picture of the previous support post for this roof area from the patio. Let's just say it was secured with a screw and it was not sitting on there. All right, so new kitchen window. Tried to put 2 of them in there, but let's see if I can get the GoPro up right up there on the roof. See that vent stack? That vent stack comes right down in the next bay. So I really wanted to put 2 windows in there for the kitchen. Wasn't gonna work, so we just centered up the sink on one. And here is the brand new electrical service. New power line, Evergy put in, comes from the power pole over there. Transformer is over there behind that tree. So new roof stack. The previous 60 amp service was just hooked to the wall. That's not allowed anymore. So new 200 amp meter can and a new breaker panel. Open this up right quick. So the driveway. The driveway was well worn when we bought the property. It really was just grass overgrown, a thin layer of rock. We hired a local contractor to do some dirt work. They not only graded around the house, so there's positive slope around the house, but right through the front here, because that field is higher, there's a little swell, and any massive rainfall, sometimes we get 3-4 inches an hour rain, and it just flows, it doesn't soak in. So that water will flow around, it'll flow down the driveway here and out towards the back. So he scraped this down, scraped all the sod off, and brought in 6 loads of crushed granite limestone blend. They call it, out here they call it gray and white rock. So this was all taken care of. He also graded behind the house so it slopes away. And the back, a couple of things we also had done with the back patio was the back patio sloped towards the house. So this was mud jacked. And then we're going to go into the garage next. So this was mud jacked and raised up. The area close to the house was about 3 inches low. So this was raised up. So now it has positive slope away from the house. Go into the garage. Lots of light coming in these windows here. You can see how the exterior walls were built with the 1x6s and the dark aged wood, true 2x4s. Anywhere we had to do some rework inside, we had to shim up because these are true 2x4s. And I actually found it easier just buy 2x6 and cut them down to size properly than to shim up 2x4s. Show you the rafters. The wood, aged dark. Another look on the inside of the new garage doors. So this half of the floor towards the house was also mud jacked. This was down about 2 inches. So we had them come in, local company come in, and they jacked this floor back up, so now it's level. The wall was painted, new door to the house. Out here at the shop, 8 by 16 foot door, LED floodlights, concrete entrance. So in here, this is a 46 by 40 shop, 8 by 16 door, and this has 200 amp, 240 volt, and it's got 3-phase. There's the inverter. So this has 3-phase circuits out here. Here's a 50 amp RV plug right here. And there are outlets completely around the shop. So here's another. There's quite a few 240 volt circuits, and then there are some that are 3-phase. Shelf, we're leaving this here. Built this 10 years ago. It's gonna stay here. All right, what is this? Anyone recognize? That's right, radiant floor heating, propane boiler, a really nice boiler too. That will last a long time. This is glycol filled, so no need to worry about winterizing it. Over here, the previous owner, he was a machinist, so he rebuilt engines. So this is one of the panels that after they moved the machine out, he had his 3-phase power out here. And he also left the stereo. Gonna leave it also, no use for it. As you can see, there are outlets all the way around the wall. And there's a couple up here in the ceiling. So this was most likely his workbench he had over here. 46 by 40, radiant heated floor. Stay nice and warm in the wintertime here. Continuing with the backyard tour, here is back behind the shop. Way off in the distance there is a backstop. The previous owner had a rifle range here, probably 50 yards is probably all. There's the shop. Talking with a co-worker, he thinks this was a company out of Clearwater, Kansas that built this. And backyard. There are 2 wells. We don't know anything about this first well with just a standalone pipe, but there is plumbing that goes inside of the well house. This does not have a pump installed, but there is a well cap. The well in this well house is functional. It is safe water. We are the only house on this property that has rural water run to the house. All the other properties have well water, and they stayed with well water. We opted to add the rural water as an upgrade for the house. So next owner has the option. The water line from this well still runs up underneath the house. It's capped off. So you can, my thought was use this for a garden. This is on 1.7 acres, 980 square foot house, completely rebuilt on 1.7 acres. There's opportunity for a huge garden. New frost-free faucet, spigot, and I went ahead and dead-ended a extension cord inside here. That's for the heat tape to keep the pipes from freezing in there over the winter time. And there's even still clothesline poles, steel poles. These are in some of the historic pictures. These have been here for 30, 40, 50 years. That's the outside. Speaking of water, Here is the rural water. So we had the water line run from about 60 foot inside this other neighbor's property. It comes from across the road, but they had it dead ended there. So the city rural water district ran it to here, and then we trenched up and then under the foundation of the house to inside. And after we had that trench dug up, we got 6 inches of snow. So we installed the water line and there was 6 inches of snow on the ground. It was a lovely, wet, muddy mess, but totally worth it. Some more outside stuff. Propane tank. This was actually sitting in the ground. The belly of the tank was on the ground. So we jacked that up. We put some crushed stone and a couple of blocks, and leftover concrete from pouring the sidewalk, we just slurried it underneath here. But this tank is owned by the property. It's 200 gallon tank, and it still has 30% propane in it.